That storm thing was a bust.
Yeah. I don't even have any jokes. Oh, she did it.
Welcome aboard.
The lovely Miss Jess.
Yeah, I was about to say tech support.
Yeah. Apparently she's in her pajamas right now and she don't have any upper support on. Yeah, I don't think so. Not the way they're all over the place. They're jiggling, baby.
Oh, shit. So how are things in your neck of the woods, Chad?
Not the fucking greatest. They could be a whole lot better. Dude, I cannot stand my fucking job. Dude, I have to go in at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus. Is it the same deal you were doing before, the delivery thing?
Well, kind of, yeah. It's the delivering the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, until I get my full-time like route status where I get a full-time route, which I know what the hours are going to be, I'm doing what's called stats.
So essentially scraps. You're getting the scraps. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's what stats is. It's scraps. And dude, I don't know when I got to go in. So I basically like after the show, I have to go to bed.
Right.
because they might call me at 2:00 to come in at 4:00.
Well, the good news is the show might not go that long.
I don't know, dude. I don't even have a full fucking paper. I mean,
You'll be in bed by 8. You'll be all right.
oh, that would be that would be a benefit for me. Well, what's tonight? AEW. Yeah, I'll be in bed by 8:15, probably. But yeah, but apparently I signed up for the whole entire weekend.
Hmm.
I don't know where that I don't know where that sign up sheet was. It wasn't as visible as the Crockett Cup sheet where I wrote that I wanted to team up like Terry Gordy or somebody. It was apparently I signed up my name somewhere and they're like, okay, well, then you're going to come in at Friday at 4:00 in the morning, Saturday at 4:00 in the morning, and Sunday at 4:00 in the morning. And then I told them then when you're not going to see me on Monday morning or Tuesday morning, and you might not even see me on Wednesday morning.
Got to sleep sometime. Shit.
Fuck yeah, dude! You ain't kidding. It's just it's starting to be consuming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't deal with that, dude. It's just taking over. It's just taking over my life, and I'm just like, I mean, I don't even know if the money's any good yet. I don't know what the fuck they paying me over at this fucking place.
Not enough to deal with that, probably. Shit.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said after this show, I have to go to bed because I have to drive. You know, and then I don't even know where I'm going to have to go when I go to work.
Right.
It could be somewhere local, down the street, or up the block on the corner, or it could be 200 miles away.
A nursing home in Delaware. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about all that. They would definitely ask me about that one because I'm doing that like next week, I think. I said I'd do that because that's where the lovely Miss Jessica's mom's lives, is right outside of Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go down there, I can stop by and visit her. But yeah, that's not. I ain't doing that too often. They asked me if I wanted to go to Jersey today.
Nobody wants to go to Jersey.
No.
What a stupid question.
I said, first off, I said, yeah, nobody wants to do the Jersey round. And I said, you have like 6 people that are like designated that will do the Jersey route because of how much it pays.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to pay out like $120 in tolls.
Jesus.
Before you get reimbursed for it.
Well, you might want to go and look at the run sheet for the Jersey run, because like if there's an A Mitchell, that might be somebody you want to take medication to.
What, does he live in Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, I might look at that up then. Well, I don't do home deliveries unless he's kayfabe his age to get himself into a retirement senior center. Which clearly I've seen a picture of him and it looks like his application is pending. He probably could get into a senior center.
All right, let me get us started here, and all right. This week on Reliving the Extreme, it may be our shortest episode yet. We are going back to the episode of ECW from July the 19th, 1994. Nate Maxon here with you, along with my brother Aaron.
Hello, everyone.
And the star of the show, ECW's own Mr. Chad Austin.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm the star of the show. I'm going to be the guy on the show that's going to drag this show out to make it at least an hour. That's my role for today is I'm going to bore you guys for an hour because this show bored me for 37 minutes.
This show was most definitely rough, and we'll get into it in a minute, but it did make me think of a question that I would have that may prolong this episode a little bit. Watching this, I was like, man, this is Okay, there are things, and we'll get to it when we talk about the show. There are things in the show I can say that are positive, but there are many, many negatives. And it reminded me of the fact that, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, maybe I was drunk, maybe I was feeling sadomasochistic. I watched the 1985 WWF Wrestling Classic pay-per-view. And that show is awful. It is awful. It is terrible. So the question,
that was the one with Dynamite Kid won?
No, Junkyard Dog wins the tournament. There is a Dynamite Kid match on the show that's good, but overall the show is terrible. It's all like, 3-minute, nothing happening matches, and
they had to get a tournament over in 2.5 hours. I mean, doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. But the show itself is, what it reminded me of for a question that I'd like to ask you guys. Talking about awful wrestling shows, what's the worst wrestling show you've ever seen?
Great American Bash 1991 in Baltimore.
Okay. That's the Luger Wyndham deal?
Yeah, that's the whole debacle with the Black Scorpion, all that. The Luger Wyndham. Yeah, that right. Was like, and half the matches that were advertised didn't happen.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, now that come to think of it, yeah.
Actually, it wasn't even half the matches. It was more than half the matches. Didn't even happen.
They put that fucking big ass PN News up on a scaffold or some shit too, don't they?
With Bobby Eaton. It was like what they just put 4 people together on a scaffold.
It's like Eaton and Terry Taylor or something and PN News. And I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
Steve Austin's in it. I can't remember who's all in it.
But if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the Big Cat Mr. Hughes? Wasn't he on that show?
I think so.
Big Cat. Undertaker.
I think back to Aaron last week. B-Cat. That cracked me up. But Aaron, what would you say is the worst wrestling show you've ever seen personally? Other than Heroes of Wrestling. That doesn't count. You can't use that. That's a cheat.
That's the one I was gonna use.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Oh man. I would have to think for a minute on that. The AWA Super Clash 2.
Oof.
You didn't even have to give a number.
Yeah. Although I do have a doozy of a show. I'm just trying to pull the date up of what it was. My God, it was I want to say it was an AWA show, and it was just a spectacular debacle.
Some of those late stage world class stadium shows too are pretty fucking awful. You got like 5,000 people in a 70,000 person stadium.
Yeah, what you talking about when he ran like Comiskey Park?
No. World WCCW in Texas, when like they would in the later days where they'd still try to run Texas Stadium, but they'd only get like 2,500 people in there, and your main events like Brickhouse Brown versus John Tatum or some shit.
Well, then you don't ask why you got 2,500 people in there.
Right.
Go to the guy with the pencil and ask him.
Down to our big event where the main event is Black Bart versus King
Eric Embry. Every single week.
Every week.
And we're going to, because you know how to book a feud, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can get 5 weeks? If you're good, well, I don't even know about good. If you just do it, you can get 5 weeks out of something like that.
Not counting modern day WWE. World Class is probably the worst promotion to try to watch. Like if you want to marathon watch it chronologically, because it literally is. A lot of times it'll be the same shit week after week after week. Hey, it's Michael Hayes versus one of the Von Erichs.
Or Iceman King Parsons.
Yes.
I mean, we get it. I mean, Brickhouse Brown hasn't shown up yet. You're the black guy.
We understand.
Yes. Enough. Enough with the We Are family. Yes, we are. We're all a big wrestling family.
And
he comes out there with his Rudy Putin ass.
We are family, except with you, Von Erichs. I don't really want to be in your family. That shit don't work out good.
Fuck no, because you survive. Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, that's a short-lived occupation right there. Shit.
That's why that Lance Von Erich guy was like, "No, I am not a Von Erich."
Yeah, he changed his name pretty quick.
Put it in the paper. I am not a Von Erich.
Yeah, does anybody have any information on that guy? Like, I know him from Portland, but I only have like maybe one tape that he's on, like a 6-hour tape.
Being honest with you, other than the Lance Von Erich stuff, other than things that I've read, I've never seen anything else of the guy personally.
Of Ricky Vaughn?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know he did work Portland. And I guess he just showed up out of the blue. Maybe, in conjunction with Billy Jack, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or Rip Oliver.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. More with Rip Oliver. I think they came in around the same time.
Yeah, but other than that, no, I don't know what the hell happened to that dude. Was he one of the ones that Meltzer forgot to do an obituary about? Just like I'm wondering if I'm a big enough star that I'll get an obituary in the Observer.
I think he left the business and became the pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, didn't he?
What, for the movie Major League?
Yeah, Ricky Vaughn.
Yeah, is that what you
and now John Moxley comes out to Wild Thing. It's all a circle here in professional wrestling.
And he was one of them barefooted goofs too.
Yeah.
and then you tape your ankles. I don't know about any of that nonsense. Taping your ankles. If you're gonna go the tape your ankles route, why don't you just wear boots?
Yeah, it seems like taping your ankles would be so much more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because tape is not tape. You can, tape costs money. Boots is a one-time expense. Tape you're gonna have to buy, rolls and rolls of tape every depending on how many days you're working.
Right.
Yeah. These guys are idiots.
Fucking moron.
And they're not even making any money.
Aaron, did you get any questions on your Facebook post? Aaron did a Facebook post for
like 20 seconds before we were supposed to start. So I only got one guy. One guy asked 3 questions.
Oh, what does Archie want?
It's Archie Mitchell.
Oh, Archie Mitchell.
His first question is, why is Chad Austin ducking me for WrestleMania?
What, to watch it at his house?
I think he wants to fight you at WrestleMania.
Well, neither one of us work there. That's probably the first reason. What do you think we're gonna just show up there and we're gonna walk back in the back and tell somebody to hit our music?
And Chad's gonna go, I know Paul Heyman. he's ducked me 1,000 times.
Yeah. How do you make this happen at WrestleMania? Like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna spend my money to go to WrestleMania and try to sneak backstage so I can walk past the sound guy and go, hit my music. And the guy goes, what's your music? I go, well, I don't fucking know. And then he's like, why am I doing this? And I go, because Archie Mitchell's coming out next.
He's like, oh, Archie Mitchell.
Oh yeah,
all right.
His music's already cute.
So then Chad has to come out to Dana Brooks' music or something.
Oh yeah, or Reggie's. I got Reggie music.
Archie's gonna come out to that "Girls in Cars" or whatever Jimmy Hart song. That's his.
Well, that's not bad. Dude, I have that on a CD. I play that shit sometimes in the summertime when I go down to the beach.
No, for if you're talking Jimmy Hart, then Archie's gonna come out to Keep on Dancing.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
His next question is, go ahead.
No, I can't. I'm trying to think of the other Jimmy Hart song that I know.
The Rick Springfield deal.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Eat your heart out, Rick Springfield.
Eat your heart out, Rick Springfield.
That's horrible.
Well, I mean, we can do a deep dive into that song if you want, but apparently we don't need to.
And then he wants to know what exactly Archie Mitchell money is.
I don't know. I want to know what it is. Does he work? Does he not work? Is he a big slob? What? Like, what's he? Is he bald? What's going on with him?
Some of those things.
How come I've never seen a photograph of this Archie Mitchell?
I don't know.
Is he like Bigfoot? Just people will catch glimpses of him.
I was gonna say he's casually walking past the camcorder,
just willy nilly, just in the.
throwing around Archie Mitchell money.
Fuck yeah, Archie Mitchell was taking over this show.
And then his last question is, who is one wrestler, and he spelled one WON.
Does that mean Wrestling Observer Newsletter? I don't know.
Who's one wrestler that could have never existed, and neither one of you would have noticed. So
wow.
basically, who's one wrestler that if he didn't ever existed, it would have.
British Beefcake.
Oh, I got to pick another one.
No, wow. I mean, if it came out for me that quick, and it came out for you that quick, that pretty much means he stinks. It's pretty much safe to say.
I'd say Marcus Bagwell or El Gigante.
I can't say Buff. I'd say Firebreaker Chip.
Oh no, not Firebreaker Chip again. Is he going to get beat up again?
Hate that guy.
I mean, El Gigante, I kind of don't agree with because they kind of needed it, and he served a purpose, right?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not going to say he set box office records or anything like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at that time,
you're right. They needed something. I'm not going to argue with that. You're right. They needed something. Shit.
El Gigante.
And sometimes you just got to throw shit against the wall and see if it sticks, right?
Dude, I remember watching. I don't know what it was. I don't know what 91, 92, when Bagwell first started. And they used to say, Jim Ross used to tout that he was a graduate of Sprayberry High School and whatever bumfuck Atlanta suburb, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, dude, this guy stinks. You know, he just stinks. Not because he's a classic definition of a guy that just tries too hard.
Mm-hmm.
He does the whole, you know, when he did the American Males gimmick, and then he did the whole buff. The stuff is too tough for, you know, your muff. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just kind of was like, it's just too much for anybody, for any of it to get over, because he was always trying to throw out a new catchphrase. A new, you know,
little in-ring dance. Yeah.
Stupid.
Tony Schiavone said one time that he said on Nitro, he was commentating and Buff and Scott Steiner were coming out, and he called Buff Bagwell Scott Steiner's flunky. He said, "Oh, here comes Scott Steiner and his flunky Buff Bagwell." And then they were getting on an airplane or whatever, and Bagwell bumped into Shivani, and he goes, "Shivani, what the fuck? Why'd you call me a flunky on television? You said I'm Scott's flunky. I'm not like. Why'd you call me a flunky?" And Tony's like, "Because you're a flunky. Like
you're the prime definition of a flunky."
Yeah, I mean, I from what I hear, Shivani's not somebody that you want to fucking dick around with verbally.
You're a goddamn flunky. That's why I called you that.
I mean, I'm way behind on listening to his show, but his podcast is totally entertaining.
Yeah. One time he was talking, they were talking about Renegade, and he brought up Renegade, and Shivani's like, the things I could say about Renegade. Is he dead? And Conrad was like, yeah, and he goes, fuck him, man. Let's really rip him up. That's how I feel about it.
That's tremendous. Yeah, dude, Shivani, man. I've only met him. I mean, I've met him briefly like twice. And it was always just like, hey, man, big fan kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, because I mean, it was like a Jimmy Seafood and like some other meet and greet or whatever. But yeah, dude, his show is the best, man. He tears everybody up. He's like, oh my God, he's like Vince Russo, but in a different way. Like, he doesn't really cuss so much about it,
That's what I was going to say. He's much more, not soft-spoken, but classy about being unclassy. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but
he's much more eloquent about.
Yes, that's the word. Yes,
about beating you up. I mean, he doesn't flat out say you suck. But he tells you suck. But we got way off topic here.
Yes, we did, and let's go ahead and do it now. We probably could get an hour now, but anyway, it is the episode of ECW from July 19th, 1994. We are coming out of Heat Wave, which we discussed last week, and we get a recap of recaps of multiple recaps here at the beginning of the show. They show us everything that has taken place between Shane Douglas and Tommy Dreamer since they were in elementary school or something, since the beginning of time, talking about how we are going to have Shane Douglas versus Tommy Dreamer on this week's show. I know you guys don't have any comments on this other than this.
Dude, did either one of you guys, does your network have the closed captioning?
It does, but I don't have it on.
Oh, no, mine has it automatically.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, mine doesn't. It's not. I can turn it on and off, but I don't have it. I didn't have it on.
My closed captioning had a great comment, and it happened so fast that I couldn't rewind it to find out what it was about the recap of Shane and Dreamer. But it may have had to have been a Dreamer joke. Like, for me to write it down. That's what I'm thinking it was. It was some sort of a Dreamer jab. That was the recap, right? The Shane and Dreamer.
Yes. Yep. Running down their history from hell, just when they came to the arena, just out of Cabrini. This Shane Douglas, Tommy Dreamer story that they've been disjointedly telling. That's the thing. Is this probably could have gained steam if they wouldn't have been so, what do you want to say, off and on with it. They're trying to tell the story, but then instead Shane defends against this person, or he defends against this person instead. And then they try to go back to this a number of times. And now they're trying to make it come to a head this week. Dreamer and Douglas in the main event. The first match out the chute here is the Sandman against Mikey Whipwreck for the TV title.
Oof.
Mikey, there's two good things about this. The first one I have is I do still enjoy Mikey looking scared and limping out to the ring, and he does a great job of that. Anything on this so far, Aaron?
Just like what you said, Mikey does a good job with his like facial expressions, and Sandman's like almost fully formed into his Sandman gimmick. So I mean, it's fun watching the progression of Sandman. seeing where he's going to get. So I mean, plus woman's involved, so that's always a plus.
I thought I actually liked the fact I liked well, I didn't like Mikey's music coming out.
Yeah.
That was rotten, just wretched. God damn, that was terrible.
Where did they find this shit?
Yeah, I don't know who to. I mean, it's Mike Johnson's been gone for a while, and I don't know who the hell they got working there now. But that's terrible. But Mikey did take a great bump over the top rope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you see that spot?
Yes. Well, I actually, I have written down here. Sandman's essentially just beating Mikey up, and Mikey's taking amazing bumps for him, making Sandman look like $1 million.
Yeah, that was a hell of a spot he took over the top rope. I was just thinking, like, nah, that wouldn't have been me. We would have. It would have been a 30 into the corner. I'll take a boot. I'm not doing that spot.
Well, once Mikey is outside the ring, like Chad alluded to, taking the bump to the outside, he bumps into a woman outside the ring, and she fucking lights him up. And it's good stuff. It was great. This was fun, I thought.
She says, "You made me drop my stick, you stupid pipsqueak."
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
She's hardcore. Pipsqueak is, I mean, yeah, she's going to pay for that.
And then woman canes Mikey. And then back in the ring after that whole, which, like I said, that was great. Mikey getting his ass handed to him by woman also. And she did a great job, and so did he. And then Sandman goes after Mikey with the cane. And then we get a parade of Jay Brones coming out to try to help Mikey, including Tommy Cairo, who has just got done feuding with the Sandman, and now he comes in and gets plastered. He's just another guy.
Hey, I was one of them guys.
Were you out there during this? I don't remember seeing.
I was wearing my black satin ECW jacket.
Oh shit! I remember seeing Richards and Donnie Allen, but I didn't see Chad Austin.
Well, I mean, it was a jobber jamboree, so I kind of like just went to the corner. I didn't want to be noticed.
I got a manager now. I can't be.
Yeah, why do I want to eat this fucking cane?
Yeah, I'm doing the whole calm down, brother, calm down. And I'm just yelling it, and nobody's listening. Is this where Dreamer kisses Nancy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. I hope that was one hell of a kiss for Tommy Dreamer. He paid pretty big for that one.
He gets caned by woman after he comes out to help, but he ducks the Sandman, and then he gets a hold of woman, or he ducks the cane. I'm sorry. He gets a hold of woman, and she slaps him, and instead of hitting her back, he kisses her.
And then Sandman canes him. And I wrote, once again, Sandman is the good guy in this situation because he stopped his woman from having a guy force himself onto her.
Dude, that cane, I'm telling you, that cane stinks. If you noticed, I mean, have we won over this before?
I don't believe so.
How the cane works?
No.
Oh, well, the cane is a bamboo shoot that has slits that run from the top to the handle. And when you swing it, it's supposed to grab a hold of your skin and rip it as you pull it off, right? But in modern times, they put tape like in 2 or 3 spots on the cane. So the cane won't,
rip your flesh.
It won't rip your skin, but you're still taking the beating of the cane.
Right.
So but it's just like it's topical, It's not like it's gonna kill you. It's like, scraping your knee, whatever. But yeah, but that's the gimmick, and I'm like, dude, he's wearing this dude out.
Yeah, I mean the cane comes apart. Like it's in
Yeah.
pieces by the time he's done. When he was whacking him in the head, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, he did try to rape his girlfriend. I'm just saying.
Rape. I mean, strong words there, buddy. Rape. On TV.
It's like, no wonder he defended Flair on that fucking dark side of the ring.
All right, move on.
The other cool thing that I liked about this, once again, it's woman coming up here. Her whole smoking the cigarette with the pleased look on her face and all that. That was fun too. That was like a nice little touch, you know, of her being essentially pleasured by the sadisticness of all of it.
Yeah,
And
Nancy's was all around just a class act, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, what at this point she had 10 plus years, you know.
she knew the score.
Yeah, she knew what the hell she was doing. I always loved being around Nancy, and I just always loved seeing her at breakfast and just saying good morning to her, because she definitely would make your day when you see her in the morning, you know. And she's dressed up like she's going to the ring at like 8 in the morning. What you know, with an elegant gown on and whatever. But
She's in the business.
What about Keith Shearer's brother?
Well, there is after this there is a promo from Sandman and Woman just talking about
there is?
Tommy's kiss, where Woman says Tommy Dreamer came in the arena tonight a boy and he left a man.
The funniest part is that Sandman, like, according to them, like, it got her all worked up and hot and bothered, and he was like, I was trying to go home, pop a keg, get in my recliner, watch TV, and now you got her all hopped up. Now I got to take her out dancing. He's like, I don't get to go home. Like, essentially, he's like, Tommy Dreamer, you caused all this. You got her moist, and now I got to take her out.
Got to take her out dancing.
It is funny.
Like,
what's that going to cost? $28.50 hack. Seriously, enough. I mean, you're taking out Woman to a dive bar in what, Philadelphia? Because I don't think they have a Hooters there, so they all got to be dive bars.
Well, like Chad alluded to, the next thing here is we have Keith Shearer, or no, Kyle. This is Kyle. This is Kyle Shearer. They're the same fucking guy, but anyway. All things being equal.
What?
That's Keith's brother.
All things being equal here, it's Terry Funk, and he is with his mummified brother Dory, and he is going against Kyle Shearer, and Dory mumbles words of encouragement to Terry before the match.
Is that what you think it was?
I think it was more, who are you? What am I doing here?
He probably remembered like what garage he parked in. And he was just reminding him, C29. That's where we're parked at. Hurry up.
He's like, do you have my rattler? I need my heart pill. Like,
yeah. And then he's like, don't forget, what's that Western that comes on that the old people watch?
Gunsmoke.
Yeah, he's like, don't forget, Terry, Gunsmoke comes on at 10. We have to get back to the fucking Motor Lodge.
Wapner's on right after it.
Yeah. I think at this point, Dory's living his life in black and white. Everything is. It's just everything he sees is in black and white.
Cinescope. It's Dory Funk living life looking at Cinescope.
I can't believe how Joey went bananas over Kyle Shearer.
I have that written down here. He is so over the top about it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, how his brother Keith and blah blah blah
beat Jake Roberts in the Manhattan Center.
Yeah, dude, I was just like, get the fuck out of here. Keith Shearer, Kyle Shearer, whatever. Shakira. They're all over. Joey loves the Shakira brothers.
there is an audible "Kill Dustin Rhodes" chant during this match. I don't know if you guys caught that
From
from the crowd. Yeah, the
from
crowd.
that show
Yeah, chanting "Kill Dustin Rhodes."
in
Was
1994. What?
was Terry feuding with Dustin in WCW at this time, Aaron?
Yeah,
Because he was double shot in ECW and WCW.
Yeah,
at
he
this
was in the stud stable. He was with Buck and Arn Anderson, and I think Mang had just come in too. They were all with Robert Fuller. It was Robert Parker, but yeah, they were all with that was a thing at that time.
I thought it was around this same time. So yeah, that's probably why they're chanting that. I wouldn't know why else they would be healing on Dustin Rhodes in the ECW arena.
No, I don't. That's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Terry actually gives Kyle a little bit in this match, a little bit more than he probably deserved. And Terry goes over with the spinning toe hold. Any other notes on this thing, guys?
Well, he gave him a little bit, but he took it right back because he's chopping the shit out of him for a little.
I was trying to figure out what the psychology of it was. I didn't understand why he was giving Shera so much, and I really got nothing. I couldn't decipher it. Maybe it was just a stretch out time.
That's what I was about to say. Maybe they were like, "We need an 8-minute TV match, Terry." Well, who are you giving me? This guy. Well, all right then. You're a star tonight, kid.
Fuck yeah! And Joey Styles loves some Shera brothers.
that was fun. Him laying that shit on thick. I did enjoy that. That was funny. The next thing we have here is a promo from Cactus Jack, doing what he does best, and that is being super good at what he does all the time. He is putting over Sabu here and wanting to fight Sabu again, but I love the way that Mick puts over Sabu. I thought I was the craziest son of a bitch in wrestling. I thought I was the most hardcore son of a bitch in wrestling, and you proved me wrong. And it just gives you the anticipation to want to see them wrestle each other again.
Yeah, this was like the I don't think it was the birth of, because I think he's done some previous ones, but we're getting around the time where he leaves ECW and does other territories like Ozark Mountain and stuff like that. And then you start seeing the Cactus Jack that Cactus wants to be. And,
right.
He starts cutting the promos that are like, they're intelligent. And, a lot of it goes over most people's heads, but they're good. And, and they're meaningful, and they look serious kind of thing. But this is the era that I think this is like right around the beginning of that Cactus promo.
Yeah, well, and I've said it on We Can't Wrestle before. For my money, just for me personally, his ECW promos, especially the anti-hardcore promos later that we're going to get like a year or so from now, are probably my favorite promos ever. Honestly, if I have to put a tape together of a collection of my favorite promos, man, he was so good, so good.
Kane Dewey.
Yeah, you watch him and you can't look away. You can't, and no matter how many times you see it, you can't look away. You can't stop watching it.
And the best part was there was always like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 people standing in front of him while he's cutting them promos, behind the camera, and he could like just glance around and take a little bit, make something up while he was doing it, because he had, some sort of inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have something with this guy. I got something with that guy. Yeah, his promos were great.
Aaron, anything else on that?
Not like Public Enemies.
Oh, that's what I was just gonna say. This is like we're going into like the fucking flip side of it. Like, okay, this was fantastic, and now here's these fucking
goofs.
These goofs.
Yes.
Tweedledum. Let's get these fuckers out here.
We get we get essentially like 6 minutes of
They're like,
Public
let's
Enemy.
recap our entire career here in ECW, Johnny. Like, oh my god.
I just can't believe I don't get it, man. Why would guys that are supposed to be what in their mid to late 30s just act like that? You know?
And Rocco, like we've said, when Rocco cuts like the Rocco Rock at the end of it, like that's good stuff. Like when he's serious, but when he's like fucking goofball, it's like, ugh, this is fucking terrible. He should just cut his sinister Rocco Rock promo and let his fat, useless friend just stand there. and that should be their thing. But
I don't know how to spell the word ridiculous, but I did a halfway decent job of it right next to that promo I wrote. I don't even want to tell you how I spelled it. RIDICOLOUL.
It's close enough.
That's how I spell it's Ridiculai Volkov. That's apparently what I spelled.
So a question, and tell me if I'm missing something. Why do you think they got so over?
Who?
Public Enemy.
They were homegrown.
Okay. Because I have never gotten it. I've never seen it. I never got it.
And it's like Chad said, they were homegrown because the minute they left that bingo hall, it was all fucking downhill. like in WCW, they had their first 2 months, they were good, but after that, I mean, and I'm not even saying they were good. I'm just saying like the crowd was into them because they were like doing the table thing and everything. But the minute they had to like have like fucking regular wrestling matches and just whatever, it was just terrible. And then they got to Vince, and right away it was like, nope.
And the Acolytes beat the shit out of them.
They got bushwhacked right back to the ICW. Yeah, well, dude. They just didn't know. They I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether it was a big head thing, you know, or anything like that. But
I know the story goes, and the reason I say I know the story goes is because I've heard multiple people give the same account of the story. But I know that Monday Night Raw, when they showed up in the WWF and they were trying to act all, you know, like you said, big-headed, and Ron Simmons and John Layfield pretty much were like, that's no. Oh. And then they just went out and had their way with them. Oh. they were in the hearing, they were in the ear range of the wrong two guys that night.
Apparently.
So the next thing we have on this show after the Public Enemy.
Sorry. One of my favorite things about that story too is Kurt Angle said he was in the crowd and he was like thinking of trying to get into professional wrestling or whatever and thought it was a joke and this, that, and the other thing. He said he was sitting in the crowd and that match came out and he was like, fuck that. Like he's like, it almost made me not do it. I was almost like, if that's what they're doing, fuck.
But it was terrible. I mean, like, did he say, I don't want to do terrible wrestling?
I just think he was like, they're kicking the shit out of these guys. I don't want to do that.
But it's the people. They're not kicking the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? It's just the crowd going crazy. And the cookie sheet over the head doesn't hurt. I don't understand it. I won't sell it. I mean, I wouldn't sell it. I'm not working anymore, but I wouldn't sell it. You know, a lot of that stuff, not selling it. Just it's hard hitting. Like the fans, in my opinion, like they like it when if you're over by the guardrail and you got the guy bent over the guardrail and you're beating on his back, you know, with the forearms, and they hear it.
Well, and
that shit.
There is a reason that people at this point rarely talk about a great cookie sheet spot, but they damn sure talk about Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka, because those two guys were like two refrigerators beating the shit out of each other, and you remember that because it was high impact. Yeah, yeah, and their bodies, for fuck's sake. Like, there was,
Dude,
you know,
I mean, how could Paul legitimately luck in to finding two people as dumb as them two? You know what I mean? It's one thing to find somebody like Mike that's completely just having a clue what's going on. You know, it's one thing to find that guy, but then you'd be like, all right, well, what are you willing to do? And you saw what he's willing to do with JT Smith, you know.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then they're gonna bring in this Japanese guy, and like, what do you willing to do? And he's just speaking Japanese.
He's got scars all over his fucking body.
He's speaking Japanese, and Paul's just kayfabing it and pretending like he knows what Japanese is. Says, I think he said anything.
Like,
And then he has to ask, like, somebody next to him, did you hear that? Didn't he say anything? Just so he has a witness. Yeah, he'll do anything.
But yeah, those guys together was magic. Up next on this show, we go to a Shane Douglas promo with Mr. Hughes. And then essentially we go to the ring, and Shane kind of cuts the same promo in the ring. I don't know why they felt the need to do a pre-tape promo and then have him cut the promo in the ring, but whatever. I didn't format the show. Shane's in the ring, of course, talking shit about Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, challenging all the other champions from around the United States to come.
Shut the fuck up about it.
What's that?
He won't shut the fuck up about it.
He didn't challenge the guy from the AWF.
Tito Santana.
Yeah, he didn't challenge the CCW champion.
Yeah, one of the ones that might show up.
Yeah. They live right down the street. He didn't challenge Johnny Rod's New Jersey champion.
Ace Darling, you come to the ECW arena.
Oh, good Lord, Ace Darling.
I'm going to ask this question again because I asked it like 2 weeks ago and maybe last week and this week again. Was that 911 chant sweetened? Was that put in there by the WWE for some reason? Because I didn't see
911.
I didn't see anybody chanting. I don't know.
Wow, people say the Philadelphia crowd is a rough crowd. if they're gonna chant 911 during like any match or whatever, Dreamer or PE, whatever. Wow. Well, that says a lot about how smart they really are.
I'm just saying, I don't think if it's sweetened, it's not the WWE network taking the time to put 911 chants in. It was probably, if it was added by Paul originally when it happened, but nobody's sitting at the at WWE headquarters and is on fucking 911 1994 duty and making sure that his fucking chant is in the fucking thing. Because like Vince isn't sitting there with 911 in the chamber about getting ready to put him in the fucking Hall of Fame. So we better have some shows where people are chanting his name.
Fuck yeah, Big Al, Hall of Famer.
Well,
who would induct 911 into the Hall of Fame?
It would have to
Mr.
be me or
Hughes.
Mikey.
No.
Yeah, Chatter Mikey. Both of you. And he comes out and he just choke slams you both.
Yeah, he comes out, choke slams me, and then he stands there like he's going to talk. And then Mikey comes out and tries to talk, and then choke slams him.
And then surprise, surprise,
he's out of breath and he can't give his speech, so he just leaves. And then Paulie comes out and gives the speech for him.
That's right. See, there you go. Book it.
Smart decision. Smart
decision. It wasn't that fucking hard.
Well, the story of this is Tommy Dreamer has a concussion, and Shane Douglas.
They're going to death.
Yeah,
pervert rapist. He deserves this concussion.
Pervert racist.
Rapist.
He's a pervert racist.
Rapist.
Oh, rapist. All right. Well, either fucking way. He's a pervert racist or a pervert rapist. He's still a pervert.
they give Tommy a 10 count to come to the ring to face Shane. He answers the 10 count at 8 and comes out. And okay, and this is where I said, you think of something positive. Let's say something positive. They're trying to tell a story here, and I get it. But they drug it. This was like only like 7 minutes of the show, but it felt like it was 20, didn't it? They just drug this shit out forever, it seemed like.
I mean, what are we talking about again? The Dreamer?
Douglas and Dreamer. It just, like I said, I can tell the story they were trying to tell with the concussion deal and all that. But I think that it went too long.
Oh, yeah, because if I had to guess, it's probably because of the complete, how they keep showing the recap videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, because you see it. You're seeing them over and over and over and over again.
I mean,
it's like, can we get to the point?
You're seeing the same videos every single week, and then you're like, "We get it."
Yes, we get it again. We get it. It seems to be the theme of this show. We get it, Iceman Parsons. We get it, Tommy Dreamer.
Jesus God, poor Dreamer.
Tommy shows a little fire in the middle of the match. Douglas also has Mr. Hughes helping him. So again,
the big cat.
all things told, they're telling what should be a good heel babyface story here. I'm not dissing that at all. Like I said, I'm just saying they just drug it out too long. Aaron, what do you think?
I agree. It should have been quicker because, like, I know, like, oh, he's got a concussion. You're trying to get this concussion thing over. But it's like, well, he just went like 7.5 minutes, so it must not be that bad of a concussion. It's just
the concussion.
And I just thought of something with going off our Hall of Fame ideas that were sent into Vince. Mr. Hughes and Undertaker. And he just comes out on the stage, looks to the left, looks to the right, and goes, Undertaker. And then the music hits, and he just walks away, and the Undertaker comes out.
So he's the one that inducts him?
Yes. One simple word in his speech. He just comes out, looks to the left, looks to the right, and says, Undertaker. And then Undertaker comes out and gives his acceptance.
And Mr. Hughes gives him his urn back. Yeah. Things come full circle. Yeah, sorry about that. It's funny.
He said sorry about that.
Hope we ain't got no heat.
I didn't know this was your urn.
Because Lord knows my house don't have no heat.
Jesus Christ. What? Pay your bills, Mr. Hughes.
Good Lord.
All right. Well, that is the episode of ECW from July 19th, 1994. Real quick, as we always do, guys, what did we think overall of this show?
I just put it was a nothing happening show because nothing happened.
Oh, I mean, I actually kind of liked it a little more than I've been liking some of the shows. I don't know why. I just found myself, maybe because I was watching porn on my phone while it was happening. I don't know. I just kind of found that
a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I didn't think it was. I don't think it was rotten, but that finish of the Dreamer concussion thing and all that, I'm like, dude, that was a rough finish for Philadelphia.
Mm.
And that was a tough pill to swallow for them kids. And I'm sorry, I felt bad for them.
My two biggest words for this show were treading water. That's what it felt like we were doing, just treading water and hoping things get better. I know we're probably a little over a month away from the NWA title tournament where Shane throws the belt down and et cetera, et cetera. So
because they do mention it.
Yes, we're getting there. And that being said, I don't know. Like I said, just a treading water show. It was there. It's not the worst we've seen. It's not the best we've seen.
No, it was just it just held its place, like just keeping you, keeping you just interested enough that you're going to want to continue.
So that is a wrap for this edition of Reliving the Extreme. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And next week we will be doing, I believe it is July the 26th of 1994. We'll see what is to come on that show. Aaron, Chad, any parting words for our listeners this week?
Tally-ho.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, I second those emotions, and thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next week, everybody, on Reliving the Extreme.